Across the endless African savanna, where the sun burns fiercely overhead and dust swirls across the open plains, life unfolds according to the harsh rhythm of survival. In this scorching landscape, true silence does not exist. Every shadow may hide danger, and the slightest movement can expose a predator waiting patiently. Here, survival is never passive. Every creature must struggle to endure. Under this unforgiving sky, the distance between life and death can be measured in a single breath. A brief moment of hesitation is often enough to lose everything. The savanna shows no mercy and offers no second chances. Only those able to react with extreme speed and precision can survive in a world without shelter or forgiveness. This land belongs to the masters of speed predators that have turned motion into their deadliest advantage. Their bodies are shaped for pursuit, their senses sharpened to detect the faintest sign of weakness. In mere seconds, calm transforms into a burst of power and accuracy, where every stride can decide the fate of both hunter and prey. Yet in the African savanna, no ruler reigns forever. Every hunt is a risk, every attack a calculated gamble. Within this brutal yet captivating cycle, nature reveals a powerful truth. Survival depends not only on strength, but on the ability to strike at precisely the right moment. Across the vast dry plains of the savanna, Thompson's gazelles, small yet resilient warriors, are born equipped for speed. With slender bodies weighing only between 15 and 35 kilograms, they move across the landscape like living arrows. Their long, powerful legs are the result of millions of years of evolution. Shaped by one simple truth: speed is their greatest defense and the key to survival. During the dry season, their light brown coats marked with bold black stripes along the sides help them blend seamlessly into the dusty surroundings. But when water becomes scarce and every remaining pool turns into a lifeline, camouflage alone is no longer enough. Drought strips away more than moisture; it removes any sense of safety. The last water holes draw all animals together, prey and predator alike, and for Thompson's gazelles, a drink of water can mean facing deadly danger. A herd of around 20 gazelles approaches a small pond with extreme caution. The lead animal steps forward first, ears raised and senses fully alert, while the rest remain tightly grouped, ready to flee at the first sign of threat. No matter how vigilant they are, coming this close to water is always a gamble with life itself. Hidden within the nearby vegetation, a lioness watches in silence. Lions may not outrun gazelles over long distances, but they compensate with strength, patience, and strategy. Lionesses, the primary hunters of the pride, move with remarkable stealth, making no sound as their focused golden eyes lock onto a target. Their power is overwhelming. A perfectly timed leap and a crushing bite are often enough to end the struggle. As one gazelle strays slightly too close to the water's edge, the decisive moment arrives. The lioness bursts from the bushes like a flash of lightning. Silence shatters into the thunder of hooves and heavy breaths. In seconds, everything is decided by speed and instinct. The herd scatters in all directions, a deliberate tactic meant to confuse the predator. This is more than a chase, it is a battle of intelligence. Capable of reaching speeds of up to 80 kilometers per hour, Thompson's gazelles outrun even the fastest human on Earth. Their agility is just as remarkable, with sudden changes in direction that challenge even the most experienced hunters. But the lioness has made her choice, a young gazelle, still not fast enough to match the adults. Driven by instinct, the youngster runs with all its strength, but the relentless heat takes its toll. At its top speed, the effort is not enough. The lioness closes the gap rapidly. One final precise leap claw's grip. The gazelle falls, and a final bite brings the chase to an end. Time is also an enemy for the lions. They can only maintain top speed for a few seconds before exhaustion sets in. For them, a successful hunt is not just a meal, it is survival itself. Failure can mean days of hunger beneath the unforgiving sun, There is no mourning in the savannah. The rest of the herd has already fled, leaving the lioness alone with her prey. Each year during the Great Migration, hundreds of thousands of wildebeest and tens of thousands of zebras perish from thirst, exhaustion, or predation. For the lion, this is victory. For the savannah, it is natural law. This is not cruelty, but balance, where one life continues only through the end of another. Exhausted, the lioness rests after the hunt. In the distance, the silhouettes of Thompson's gazelles remain visible. They watch, they learn. There is no time for grief, only lessons that may ensure survival for one more day. On the savannah, every gazelle runs not only for its own life, but for the safety of the herd and the promise of another sunrise. Unlike the small and agile Thompson's gazelles, wildebeest rely on strength in numbers. Their survival strategy is built around unity rather than silence or solitude. They move as a powerful mass, almost like a marching army. Hundreds, sometimes thousands, advance together, dark eyes fixed on the distant horizon. Each heavy step strikes the dry ground, sending vibrations across the open savannah. The blue wildebeest is one of the largest and most numerous animals in this ecosystem. An adult can weigh up to 270 kilograms and measure well over 2 meters in length. Its gray-brown coat, crossed with dark stripes, helps it blend into the landscape, though its sheer size also makes it an obvious target. Its curved, hardened horns serve a dual purpose, defending against predators and establishing dominance within the herd. During the dry season, wildebeest rarely pause. They travel across sun-scorched grasslands where heat shimmers above the earth. Strong legs and durable hooves allow them to cover vast distances each day in search of the most precious resource of all, water. Living in large herds is not accidental. It is a vital adaptation. Alone, a single wildebeest is vulnerable. Together, thousands form a moving barrier that few predators can easily break. The strongest adults position themselves along the outer edges of the herd, forming a protective shield, while calves and weaker individuals remain safely in the center. This collective structure is essential for enduring drought and lowering the risk of attack. When danger appears, hundreds of alert eyes respond instantly. Cooperation and individual sacrifice reflect one of nature's harshest rules. Survival here depends on the group. Breaking through a wildebeest herd is no simple task. Their horns are always ready to confront a threat. And when cornered, their combined strength can even force a lion to retreat. Wildebeest often graze alongside zebras, creating mixed herds that improve early detection of predators. They also pay close attention to warning signals from other species such as baboons, whose alarm calls can reveal danger nearby. Zebras play a crucial role in this shared defense. Research shows that their exceptional eyesight allows them to spot lions from more than 2 kilometers away. Once a threat is detected, alarm signals spread quickly, and the entire group shifts into a defensive formation. Even so, wildebeest remain common prey for lions, hyenas, and African wild dogs. Each predator hunts differently. Lions rely on explosive power, while hyenas and wild dogs depend on endurance. Chases between wild dogs and wildebeest are a regular sight in these arid lands. Long pursuits that kick up clouds of dust until exhaustion overtakes the prey. Hot winds sweep across the savanna, a reminder that despite their numbers, even the wildebeest are never entirely beyond the reach of danger. Spotted hyenas are among the most feared predators of the savanna. Clever, bold, and relentless. They compete directly with lions for control of prey. Their jaws deliver one of the most powerful bites in the animal kingdom, strong enough to crush bone with ease. Yet their true strength lies not only in raw power, but in teamwork, coordination, and collective intelligence. Concealed among dry bushes near a shrinking water hole, a group of hyenas watches a wildebeest herd from a distance. An adult female, the dominant leader, lowers her head and bares her teeth with a quiet growl. Hyenas do not hunt out of cruelty, but necessity. A vulnerable calf means food and the chance to survive a few more days in a harsh land. But this time, they overlook a crucial law of the savanna wildebeest: never face danger alone. Like a sudden charge, the hyenas burst from cover. Their calls tear through the air, spreading panic across the herd. The response is immediate. Adult wildebeest surge forward and reorganize, forming a defensive ring around the calves. The chase begins. The hyena leader locks onto a single target, a young wildebeest struggling to break free. With legs still unsteady, the calf runs at full effort. But the dry, hardened ground drains its strength. More hyenas join the assault, attempting to breach the living shield. The herd holds firm. A powerful adult male lowers his curved, sharpened horns and charges straight at the leader. His roar echoes across the plains. In seconds, other adults join the counterattack, forcing the predators backward. The determination and collective strength of the herd give the hyenas pause. Dust rises thick in the air, heavy and blinding. Growls and bellows collide in a tense standoff where survival hangs in the balance. The outcome remains uncertain, and for a moment the savanna seems to hold its breath. Yet amid the chaos, one truth stands out: strength does not belong to the individual alone, but to unity. This shared resilience is nature's greatest gift to the wildebeest, the instinct to protect one another, to endure, and to keep the cycle of life in motion. The ending is never guaranteed, because on the savanna, every conclusion is only another chapter in the endless struggle to survive. Wildebeest do not abandon their own. In this dry and unforgiving land, they keep the spark of life alive. And while the savanna is often defined by explosive chases and violent encounters, sometimes it is the stillness, the tense calm before movement that determines the invisible line between life and death. Within the stillness of dense thickets, the greater kudu follows a different path to survival. Unlike the lightning-fast Thompson's gazelle or the powerful nude herd-dependent wildebeest, the kudu does not rely on extreme speed or group protection. Its strategy is subtler: remain hidden, stay motionless, and fade from danger's view. Among antelopes, the kudu is a true master of camouflage and discretion. This graceful herbivore is known for its impressive presence. Adult males carry long, spiral-shaped horns that can reach up to 1.8 meters in length, symbols of strength and quiet authority. Its gray-brown coat, marked with thin white stripes along the body, breaks up its outline and allows it to blend seamlessly with dry shrubs and shadowed terrain. At first glance, it can appear to be part of the landscape itself. One of the kudu's greatest advantages is its hearing. Large, sensitive ears act like finely tuned sensors, detecting even the faintest sound, the snap of a twig or the careful movement of a predator through the brush. Despite weighing more than 300 kilograms, the kudu is remarkably agile, capable of clearing obstacles over 2.5 meters high. This is not about raw speed, but precision. Every movement is deliberate, conserving energy and avoiding unnecessary attention. During the dry season, when the savanna seems scorched and lifeless, kudus avoid large herds and major water sources. They know such places attract predators. Instead, they retreat into dense areas that many other herbivores avoid, feeding on high leaves and tree shoots. They extract the moisture they need to survive. Their long, flexible necks allow them to reach food beyond the grasp of many other species. On a sweltering afternoon, a greater kudu feeds beneath the shade of a tree. Everything appears calm, but calm does not mean safety. Hidden among the branches nearby, a leopard watches closely. With its muscular build, low profile, and exceptional climbing ability, it is a perfectly adapted hunter for this environment. Every step forward is silent, controlled, and nearly invisible. Suddenly, a faint sound breaks the silence. The kudu's ears snap upright, rotating toward the source. Dark eyes scan the surrounding brush. It does not flee. It does not move. It waits, assessing the threat. The leopard realizes it has been detected. The distance is still manageable, but hesitation could mean failure. With a sudden burst of power, the leopard launches from its elevated position. In the same instant, the kudu reacts with flawless timing. A powerful leap carries it deep into the thick vegetation. Though agile, the leopard cannot match the kudu's skill in confined terrain. While not as fast as a Thompson's gazelle, the kudu can reach speeds of up to 70 kilometers per hour over short distances. It weaves through bushes and uneven ground, using the landscape itself to confuse its pursuer. The chase lasts only minutes, but it is enough to exhaust the leopard. The kudu has relied on an ancient tactic, turning terrain and cover into allies. This time, luck is on its side. The species' escape success is lower than that of faster antelopes, and while kudus perform best in rocky or sloped areas, they remain vulnerable in open plains. On On the savanna, speed and strength do not always decide the outcome. Sometimes, silence, patience, and the ability to merge with the environment are the most powerful tools of all. Nature has given each species a different gift. For the greater kudu, that gift is calm awareness, quiet intelligence, and the remarkable ability to vanish in a world as beautiful as it is unforgiving. As the sun sinks low and paints the horizon in warm shades of gold, the kudu fades quietly into the trees, remaining faithful to its strategy of silence and discretion. Not far away, a leopard lies motionless on a high branch, eyes glowing in the growing twilight. A failed hunt has left it hungry once more. During the dry season, prey becomes scarce, forcing the leopard to take risks it would normally avoid. Night settles in, and smaller creatures hurry to find shelter. Darkness offers cover not only to this hungry leopard, but to every predator on the savanna. Even with danger close at hand, no animal can ignore thirst or hunger. Cooler temperatures draw many species from hiding, driven to search for the last patches of grass and food. In the distance, a herd of wildebeest rests while a small group of Thompson's gazelles grazes on the sparse vegetation. For the leopard, it is an opportunity. For the antelopes, it is yet another trial imposed by the dry season. They are survivors, but they are also essential threads in the fabric of the ecosystem. Antelopes, in all their remarkable diversity, are among the most abundant animals on the savanna and play a critical role in maintaining ecological balance. From the lightning-fast Thompson's gazelle, to the massive herds of wildebeest, to the elusive kudu, all are common prey for lions, leopards, and hyenas. Within the food chain, antelopes occupy a vital middle ground, converting plant energy into sustenance for the great predators. When an antelope falls, it does not feed just one hunter. Hyenas and scavenging birds, such as vultures, also benefit. The loss of a single life is not meaningless. It fuels the ongoing cycle that keeps the savanna alive. In nature, every ending supports a new beginning. Yet antelopes do not surrender easily. Constantly alert, they rely on cooperation to survive. At the slightest hint of danger, ears rise and eyes scan the brush. A barely audible sound can trigger an alarm. A sharp snort cuts through the air, and grazing stops instantly. Guided by collective instinct, the wildebeest respond, and the herd begins to move away from the threat. On the savanna, survival is never a solitary effort. Protection comes not only from individual strength, but from the response of the group. Meanwhile, the leopard remains perfectly still, patient in the way only experienced hunters can be. It waits for a mistake, and then it happens. A young antelope, distracted while feeding, drifts too far from the others. The moment arrives without warning. The leopard glides forward in silence, then explodes into motion. In a single leap, the distance disappears. Claws brush the prey, but an alarm cry rings out and the herd scatters in chaotic flight. Not all escape with equal fortune. During the dry season, every animal is part of a vast web of life. Lions, leopards, and hyenas, powerful as they are, depend on antelopes for survival. But antelopes also depend on predators. Hunters regulate herbivore numbers, preventing the land from being stripped of vegetation. Without them, the savanna itself would be at risk. This is the cycle that governs the savanna. Every species plays an irreplaceable role. Night falls slowly, but life does not pause. A distant lion's roar breaks the silence as predator shadows glide through the darkness. The savanna, harsh and unforgiving, is not only a place of struggle, but a powerful example of interdependence. within this fragile balance, antelopes, seemingly delicate yet remarkably resilient, continue to write their story. Day after day. Across the rolling seas of grass, one remarkable figure reigns: the ostrich, a ruler that needs no flight to command its realm. This colossal bird of the African plains never takes to the sky, yet finds its freedom close to the earth, driven by the sheer power and speed of its long legs. In these dry lands, no one can match them. Here, true strength rises directly from the ground. When this giant begins to run, each stride sends tremors through the soil, lifting clouds of dust that shimmer in the sunlight. Reaching speeds of up to 70 kilometers per hour, the ostrich outruns the burning summer wind itself, becoming a living symbol of motion and endurance on the savanna. Its small wings are useless for flight, but they serve another vital purpose: balance. As it changes direction at high speed, the ostrich spreads them like sails, guiding its body with surprising grace and maintaining perfect control through strength, stamina, and momentum. As it travels across the plains, the ostrich scatters seeds far and wide, helping new life take root and keeping the grasslands alive. In this way, it earns its place as one of nature's quiet architects. Even during the dry season, when rivers shrink into cracked sand, the ostrich presses on with remarkable resilience. As night falls, the wind whispers through the grass like a warning. Predators awaken and begin to stalk, but the ostrich hesitates for no one. A few powerful strides are enough to vanish into darkness and dust, leaving behind only the echo of wind and the fleeting trace of speed. With no claws to strike and no wings to lift it skyward, the ostrich depends entirely on its legs. In them lies the proof of evolution's lesson. True power is not found in weapons, but in perfect adaptation to a world both vast and unforgiving. Slowly, the sun rises over the horizon, its first golden rays cutting through dew-covered grass and awakening the savanna after a quiet night. Darkness fades, and life returns with birdsong, rustling grass, and the steady steps of the giant. Under the harsh midday sun, heat shimmers above the land. The ostrich feeds during a rare moment of calm, unaware that within the tall grass, the sleek outline of a cheetah crouches low, ready to unleash the fastest storm the savanna has ever known. The stillness shatters. The cheetah explodes forward like lightning, and the ostrich reacts instantly. Powerful legs slice through the hot air as both surge into a decisive race. Two of the fastest creatures on Earth collide in a contest of instinct, pride, and survival. The bird's heartbeat blends with the rush of wind, dust rising beneath the unforgiving sun. The ostrich veers, wings slightly spread, fighting to escape, but on the savanna, fortune is fragile, and only the strongest endure. At last, the chase ends and silence returns to the plains. Sunlight filters through the grass, illuminating the place where nature has delivered its verdict, harsh, yet impartial. The cheetah approaches and fulfills its role. A gentle breeze slowly erases the tracks in the dust. There is no tragedy here, only the eternal rhythm of life. The ostrich falls, but the world moves on, steady as the heartbeat of the earth. When the hunter departs, the gatherers arrive hyenas, vultures, and even armies of ants. They transform what remains, returning energy to the soil. On the savanna, nothing is wasted, everything is renewed. From dry ground, green life will rise again beneath the sun, marking the beginning of another cycle where every ending becomes a new beginning, and the story of life continues to unfold. As the first group of wildebeest reaches the banks of the Mara River, tension hangs heavy in the air. The herd comes to a halt. Dozens of dark eyes stare into the murky water, sharing the same unspoken fear. Beneath the seemingly calm surface lurk Nile crocodiles, the largest in Africa and the undisputed predators of this domain. Silent shapes drift slowly below the water, nearly motionless yet filled with terrifying power. Stretching over 5 meters in length and weighing close to 700 kilograms, the Nile crocodile is a near-perfect hunting machine. Its massive jaws can crush bone in an instant, and its rows of curved, blade-sharp teeth are designed to grip prey until escape is impossible. But raw strength alone does not make the crocodile so deadly. Its greatest weapon is patience. A master of ambush, it can go long periods without feeding. One successful kill a single wildebeest is enough to sustain it for weeks. Floating just beneath the surface, with only eyes and nostrils exposed, it waits without urgency for the perfect moment to strike. On the far side of the river lies the promise of life, green grasslands, abundant water, and enough food to sustain the herd for months. Still, hesitation grips the wildebeest gathered at the shore. They scan the water for any sign of danger, fully aware of what waits below. Yet there is no alternative. To remain is to face thirst and starvation. Moving forward is the only choice. On the savannah, nothing is gained without cost. Every step demands courage. And sometimes the sacrifice of a few ensures the survival of many. At last, the leader steps forward. His movements begin cautiously, but there is no turning back. The moment he enters the river, the sound carries like an unavoidable signal. The rest follow instantly, pouring down the bank and into the water. The crossing erupts into chaos. Water splashes violently. Deep calls echo through the air, and the current sweeps away the smallest bodies. The symphony of life and death begins. Crocodiles, having waited months for this moment, spring into action. They remain still until weakness appears, then strike with explosive speed, seizing individuals isolated or overwhelmed by the current. When a crocodile locks onto its prey, the water darkens around it. Panic surges through the herd. Wildebeests struggle to evade the attacks while pushing forward. The crocodiles need no second chance. One grip is enough to end all hope. The prey thrashes and kicks, but resistance is futile. Dragged under, it vanishes into the depths. The surface calms again, but only briefly. Other crocodiles, drawn by the disturbance, move in quickly. Still, the migration does not stop. The herd presses on without looking back. On this journey, there is no time to wait. The wildebeest's greatest advantage is their number. Thousands cross the river nearly at once. The turbulence and sheer mass make it impossible for the crocodiles to catch them all. Some unfortunate individuals fall to the deadly jaws, but most manage to reach the far bank. The weakest and many calves cannot withstand the current and are left behind. This is the way of nature without judgment, without pause. A harsh, relentless, and eternal cycle, where life moves forward on the sacrifice of a few. Beneath the unforgiving sun and amid swirling clouds of dust, every creature is forced to make decisions where mistakes are not an option. Survival here depends on moving at the precise moment, reacting faster than danger, and understanding a land that offers no second chances. This is a world ruled by the wild, a realm of silent, swift warriors where the fastest hunters may dominate for a moment, but never forever. Each chase reveals bodies perfected for speed, while every failure serves as a reminder that even the deadliest predators are bound by nature's unyielding laws. The African savanna holds its mysteries in every shadow and every track erased by the wind. A land as beautiful as it is brutal, where the struggle to exist sets the timeless rhythm of life. In the midst of this otherworldly silent expanse, a herd of elk makes its way slowly across the untouched snow. These massive creatures of the frozen north bear enormous antlers, not only as weapons, but as emblems of resilience and strength against the biting winter. They move with measured steps across the snowy plains, ears swiveling constantly for the faintest sound. Every hoofprint sinks deep into the fresh snow, leaving a mark of life itself. Yet in Yellowstone, even these giants are not beyond danger. Every hoofprint sinks deep into the fresh snow, leaving a mark of life itself. Yet in Yellowstone, even these giants are not beyond danger. They do not rush. Patience is their ally. The wind shifts, and the subtle crunch of snow under the elk's hooves carries through the mist. One young elk wanders slightly from the group. The herd leader signals with a glance, and instantly, the animals move as one shadow streaking across the white, dark arrows cutting through the landscape. Without warning, the hunt erupts. The elk charge forward, muscles straining, while the wolves close in, relentless and coordinated. They rotate positions, guiding and pressuring the herd along a precise path. In the wild, the cooperative hunting tactics of wolves stand as one of the most extraordinary examples of evolutionary behavior. They do not strike directly. Instead, they work together with precision, flanking, isolating, and driving their prey toward a place where the balance of power can shift. The air trembles with heavy breaths, the crunch of hooves in the snow, and the echo of a pursuit that may end in life or death. Further ahead, a frozen creek slices across the landscape. Dark water winds beneath a thin veil of ice. The elk pauses for only a moment, then launches itself forward. Its massive frame plunges into the icy water like a living spear. The wolves stop at the bank, growling and pacing, yet none dare brave the freezing current. Even these feared predators are at a disadvantage in deep, frigid water. Their strength and agility fade quickly, and a single misstep could imperil the entire pack. For an instant, time seems to stand still. The elk swims with raw determination, muscles stiff, fur soaked and heavy, yet it presses on. With one final push, it reaches the far shore. Drenched, trembling, but alive, the wolves watch silently, eyes sharp but unyielding. The chance is gone. Victory belongs to the prey, while the hunters face a quiet, humbling defeat. In the wild, especially across the unforgiving lands of Yellowstone, patience is a weapon, not a flaw. Wolves do not waste energy on every attempt. They wait, keenly aware of the exact moment when their prey weakens, when the landscape or the weather tips in their favor. Today may have ended in failure, but hunger will return, bringing with it relentless ferocity. In these frozen lands, no predator can afford prolonged weakness. Time rewards those who endure, who refuse to surrender to the cold. The pack moves back in silence, a hush heavier than defeat itself. No howls echo through the snow-laden trees. Only the rhythm of labored breaths and the crunch of paws in frost breaks the quiet. In the shadows, fleeting expressions pass some frustration, some respect, others simply alert, waiting for the next chance. Leading the way is the alpha, a robust male with dark gray fur and a thick, commanding neck. He does not glance behind. His presence alone maintains order, authority flowing with every step. Beneath that dense coat, a body of agile power waits, muscles coiled, teeth sharp enough to rip into an elk in moments. In nature, true leadership does not come from size alone, but wisdom. The alpha knows how to gauge danger, select the right target, and keep the pack united. The valley pack once consisted of 6 to 8 wolves, a compact but highly organized society. Every member had a role. The leaders charted the path, the flankers closed in, the distractors disrupted the prey's formation, and the young learners watched silently, absorbing the craft of the hunt. In the world of wolves, teamwork is their most lethal weapon, often more decisive than strength. They hunt not with raw power alone, but with strategy, discipline, and a hierarchy every member honors. The alpha pauses on a small rise, scanning the distant plateau. Hunger drives them, yet the pack moves with patience. They spread into a wide arc, approaching a clearing where the air is thick with a primal signal sweat, mud, and something older, raw, unyielding power. Through the mist, a shadow drifts across the gray snow. But this is no ordinary shade, it is a living force. A herd of bison moves across the valley, colossal, almost prehistoric, each weighing nearly 900 kilograms. Their broad heads and short, curved horns could crush a predator with a single strike. Thick coats shield them from the harsh winter, and their massive frames are built to endure, not to flee. Bison stay tightly bonded. At the first sign of threat, they form a defensive circle, horns outward, calves and weaker members in the center. It's an ancient strategy, simple yet brilliant, a living barrier that protects the vulnerable and warns any predator daring to challenge them. The wolves know this, and that is why they do not rush. From the hillside, they watch in silence, eyes sharp, movements deliberate. There is no room for impulsiveness here. Facing a bison without a plan is a death sentence. So they change the rhythm of the hunt. They move along the herd, striking from the flanks, pressing the edges. Every nudge, every parallel dash builds tension, forcing the bison to tighten their formation. Chaos begins to creep in. A weakness appears in the defense. One lone bison starts to fall behind just a brief lapse in balance, but in the wild, a single moment can mark the line between life and death. In the awakening meadows, herds of bison move with deliberate slowness. But the scene has changed, no longer silent shadows drifting over snow, but a raw, primeval force, alive and commanding. Spring has arrived, and with it, the males enter rut. The land decides through strength, endurance, and sheer determination who will pass on their bloodline. In the animal kingdom, especially among massive herbivores, only the fittest, the strongest, and most vigorous win the right to reproduce. Bison fights are not just shows of power, they are nature's crucible, where only the worthy endure. Two colossal males lock eyes, dust clinging to their immense bodies, breath steaming in the dawn light. Then the collision comes. Tons of muscle and bone crash together. Horns slam like breaking boulders. Hooves gouge the earth and dust swirls like a storm. The duel is short but merciless. Every push, every pivot shakes the ground beneath them. In the end, one yields, exhausted, retreating while the victor claims the dominant male, now the guardian of the herd's future, ushers in a new generation. weeks pass, and the outcome of these silent struggles becomes clear. Between April and June, the females give birth after nearly 9 months of gestation. Within hours, the calves are on shaky legs, and before the day ends, they are running across the meadow. Their fur is pale, still hornless, and their bright eyes reflect awe at the vastness around them. One nibbles at a butterfly flitting above the grass. Another leaps through wildflower, taon, caught in the rhythm of the wind. Soft, uncertain calls float across the fields, carried on the breeze. Close by, a watchful mother surveys her young, calm yet ever alert for danger. Soft, uncertain calls float across the fields, carried on the breeze. Close by, a watchful mother surveys her young, calm yet ever alert for danger. The morning dew had melted, leaving the earth glistening, dotted with golden sparks swaying in the soft breeze. The valley's wolf pack had finally found a rare pause after a brutal winter. They frolicked in the fresh grass, a fleeting image of serenity in a land shaped by survival. From the shadows of the bushes, a small figure emerged cautiously, a wolf pup. Covered in a soft mix of gray and brown fur, with floppy ears and unsteady legs. It sniffed the crisp air and lifted its head skyward, as if the world had just unveiled itself. Then, the wind shifted. The pack froze instantly, muzzles rising. A dry snap echoed through the forest, not the wind, not a deer. Out of the thicket stepped a massive black bear, its broad shoulders hunched, fur thick and dusted with earth. It moved deliberately, exuding a quiet confidence, drawn perhaps by curiosity or the scent of the pup. The alpha male rose silently, muscles coiled and eyes sharp. Without a growl, without a sound, the wolves formed a semicircle, advancing as one. The mother nudged her pup back, while two others stepped forward, creating an unbroken line of defense. Not a single wolf retreated. bear roared, a deep, forest-shaking sound, then surged forward with the force of a living boulder. The encounter was brief but intense. Within moments, the bear paused, breathing heavily, letting out a shorter, exhausted growl. Slowly, it turned and disappeared into the woods, leaving heavy footprints in the damp grass. The wolves held their ground, panting, eyes fixed on the vanishing shadow. They understood the quiet truth: survival is not always about killing. Sometimes it's about endurance, unity, and the strength to stand firm. Most importantly, the pup remained unharmed, a testament to the power of vigilance and family. Across the vast landscapes of Yellowstone, life continues its relentless cycle. Each new sunrise brings fresh opportunities and fresh challenges. Predators hunt, prey struggles, and nature maintains its delicate balance. Here, strength, cunning, and endurance decide who survives and who becomes part of the ever-changing scenery. What about you? How did it feel to witness these battles for survival? Share your thoughts in the comments and tell us which moments of this wild journey touched you the most. If you enjoyed this glimpse into the heart of Yellowstone, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you can keep exploring the most breathtaking corners of our planet with us. At the northern edge of our planet, where the last glimmers of winter light fade quickly into endless darkness, lies the immense and silent expanse of Siberia. This vast land, spanning over 13 million square kilometers of Russia, stands as one of the world's most pristine and untamed wildernesses. In this realm, ice is not just a season, it is life itself. The Siberian winter is relentless, freezing the land in a seemingly eternal grip. The wind sweeps through the taiga with brutal intensity, whistling across snow-laden branches and leaving a chilling stillness in its wake. Temperatures can plunge to nearly 50 degrees below zero, and snow blankets the land continuously for weeks. Amid this frozen solitude, life persists in extraordinary forms. The Siberian tiger, the largest cat on Earth, prowls the deep snow with ghostly silence. Its thick fur and powerful build reflect a life forged in isolation and hardened by the extreme cold. Every tiger claims a massive territory, stretching across hundreds of square kilometers, where each step carries risk and reward. Food is scarce, forcing it to hunt relentlessly from wild boar and elk to scavenging when prey is scarce. In this harsh environment, even the mightiest predators must fight tirelessly every day to survive. When the harsh winter finally loosens its icy grip over Siberia, life stirs once more. The snow that had blanketed the land for months begins to retreat, revealing the dark, damp forest floor. Tiny green shoots push through the thawing earth, while rivers, long frozen, start flowing again, murmuring as if the heartbeat of the wilderness has returned. In this awakening landscape, one of the region's most impressive creatures emerges. Deep within an ice-laden den, the Siberian brown bear stirs from nearly 6 months of hibernation. With a weight that can reach 600 kilograms. first steps on the wet ground are hesitant and clumsy, but soon the bear regains its full strength. Every movement shakes the earth beneath its massive frame, and its curved claws dig into the soil with purpose. Hunger drives it forward, and the search for food begins immediately. Despite its massive size, the bear is cunning and adaptable. It roots through the soil for edible tubers, climbs slopes to reach thorny shrubs, and overturns decaying logs to find insects and larvae, making the most of the short Siberian summer. The true spectacle begins when the salmon swim upstream to spawn. Bears gather along the riverbanks, eyes narrowed against the bright sun, ears alert to the faintest splash. In a sudden, precise motion, the bear plunges into the icy water, claws slicing through the current, seizing a wriggling salmon. Water sprays in all directions as the bear settles on the shore, devouring its prey with focused calm. Each meal restores energy and builds the fat reserves necessary to survive the next long winter. A fully grown brown bear can consume up to 40 kilograms of food in a single day. Its existence is a continuous cycle of movement, foraging, and survival. In Siberia, time is merciless, and the summer is brief, a fleeting window of life before the cold returns. The taiga was bathed in the copper light of evening. Sunlight streamed through the tall pines, illuminating the moist forest floor with a warm, golden hue. In this quiet wilderness, a mother bear and her 3 cubs moved cautiously through the underbrush. The mother, a powerful female with fur matted in mud and resin, carefully picked blueberries while her 6-month-old cubs tumbled over roots, chasing insects and exploring the forest with clumsy curiosity. The calm was fleeting. From the far slope, a massive figure emerged from the shadows. A fully grown male bear, nearly a third larger than the mother, his dark, smoky fur stretched over solid muscle, approached with careful steps. His small, piercing eyes scanned the surroundings. In the wild, no space is ever completely safe, and territory is constantly contested. For adult male bears, cubs that do not belong to them are not companions, they are potential threats. In some cases, males will kill unrelated young to bring the female back into heat and ensure their own offspring inherit the next generation. That afternoon, this harsh instinct made itself known once more. The encounter was short but intense, a flurry of roars and swipes. The male eventually backed down, not out of fear, but realizing the risk of injury was too high. With a final roar, he turned and disappeared into the forest, leaving only his presence echoed in the trees. At dawn, pale light spread across the taiga, settling over the exhaustion of the previous night. The mother bear stood, her fur tangled and streaked with blood, yet her eyes remained sharp and resolute. Her cubs followed closely, unaware of the danger they had narrowly avoided. The mother had risked her life to protect them, and her vigilance remained unbroken. With the first morning rays breaking through the canopy, the family began their journey toward a distant stream where the salmon were beginning their run. The water lay over 3 kilometers away, a long trek for such young cubs, but necessary. Summer is the season of survival lessons, how to forage, sense danger, understand the sounds of the forest, and most importantly, how to endure on their own. in the shadowy depths of Siberia's ancient pine forests, where sunlight barely pierces the thick canopy, a tiny master of the air moves almost unseen. The Siberian flying squirrel may be small and light as a handful of leaves, yet it possesses a skill in motion unmatched by most mammals. Throughout the day, it rests tucked away in hollow birches, wrapped in a nest of dried moss and bark fragments, appearing like a soft bundle of forest debris. As evening falls and the taiga is bathed in a pale green twilight, the little squirrel slowly awakens. Its dark, glossy eyes reflect the faint moonlight, allowing it to navigate with astonishing precision in the gloom. Each movement is deliberate and silent, as if the air itself supports its glide. Unlike other creatures, it does not leap or bound, it floats. From a branch, it pauses for a moment, gauging distance and the current of the wind. Then, with a delicate push, it launches into the void. A thin membrane of skin stretching from its forelimbs to hind limbs unfurls, forming a natural glider. The squirrel doesn't fall its sails. It drifts between the trees, steering with its tail and limbs, moving through the forest like a living shadow, a breath of wind taking flight. As night deepens over the Siberian forest, the tiny flying squirrel moves silently through the ancient trees. Its fur, soft and muted in tone, blends perfectly with the shadows, rendering it almost invisible to any predator. Each leap is calculated, every glide precise, an aerial dance perfected over countless generations. By night, it forages quietly, nibbling on tender shoots, fungi clinging to damp bark, and occasional seeds hidden among the moss. It takes only what it needs, conserving energy for the long winter ahead. Unlike larger forest dwellers, it does not rely on brute force or sharp claws. It thrives on stealth, agility, and careful planning. When winter arrives, snow settles thickly on the branches, yet the flying squirrel remains in the treetops. Its fur thickens, its glides shorten, and caches of food become vital for survival. Every stored morsel is a lifeline, each movement measured to preserve warmth and strength. In a land dominated by tigers, wolves, bears, and eagles, this little creature is neither feared nor dominant, yet its quiet existence embodies the subtle, magical beauty of nature. A shadow slips among the trees, a whisper of life, a reminder that even in the harshest wilderness, gentleness and resilience endure. In the heart of the Siberian winter, the landscape is a vast sea of ice and snow, stretching endlessly under a pale, fragile sun. The forest lies in silence, stripped bare of life's usual chorus. Only the wind whispers through the frozen trees, and the crunch of ice underfoot occasionally breaks the stillness, announcing the presence of those who endure against all odds. Through this frozen expanse, a herd of muskoxen moves with calm determination. Each massive creature draped in thick, shaggy fur is a living relic of the Ice Age, a silent witness to millennia of survival. Their dense outer hair nearly touches the snow, while a softer, insulated undercoat caveat keeps them alive in temperatures that can plunge far below -50 degrees. It is a coat designed by evolution, both soft and unyielding, a perfect adaptation to the harshest conditions on Earth. The herd does not hurry. Step by step, they press forward, leaving deep impressions in the snow that mark their slow but steady journey. Their pace is deliberate, measured, the kind born from centuries of living in a land where patience is survival. Each hoofbeat is a testament to endurance, a rhythm in the silent symphony of the frozen wilderness. In this frozen realm, life persists not through speed or strength alone, but through resilience, cooperation, and the wisdom to survive the relentless winter. As the storm subsides, the tundra falls into a quiet, almost sacred calm. The muskoxen continue their slow, deliberate trek, each step pressing into the snow, leaving deep impressions that will soon vanish under fresh flurries. The calves follow closely, wobbling but persistent, learning the rhythm of survival from their elders. Every movement is a lesson in patience, endurance, and the quiet strength that has carried their species through millennia. Above them, the sky lightens with a pale, frosty hue. The wind softens, carrying the faint scent of hidden mosses and lichens. The herd spreads slightly, grazing cautiously, yet never straying far from the protective circle of adults. In these vast, frozen landscapes, life is measured not in speed or cunning alone, but in resilience. Every breath, every step, every shared glance among the herd is a testament to a species perfectly adapted to the harshest winters on Earth. Here in Siberia, to survive is not to conquer the elements, but to endure them together strong, united, and unwavering against the relentless cold. Across the remote wilderness of Yellowstone and the vast frozen expanses of Siberia, life persists with awe-inspiring force. In these lands, predators lie in wait, prey fight to survive, and the timeless rhythm of the natural world continues, precise and unchanging over thousands of years. Here, survival is not merely a contest of strength, it is a lesson in resilience, strategy, and adaptation. It shows us that raw power does not always win, that collaboration can outmatch instinct, and that even in the harshest climates, life finds a way to endure and flourish. While wolves, bison, and bears follow their ancient cycles, humanity casts the greatest shadow. Forests shrink, rivers grow toxic, and the fragile balance of these ecosystems teeters on the brink. Yet hope remains alive. Every protected area, every conservation initiative, and every individual who takes action becomes a spark capable of changing the fate of an entire habitat. To protect the wild is not merely an act of compassion, it is essential for our own survival. Our destinies are intertwined. If these creatures vanish, so too does a part of our world. For an instant, time seems to stand still. The elk swims with raw determination, muscles stiff, fur soaked and heavy, yet it presses on. With one final push, it reaches the far shore. The rolling plains of Yellowstone will continue to resound with the thundering steps of bison. Wolves will lift their calls beneath the Siberian auroras. And if we take the time to truly listen, we will understand that the wilderness does not require our mercy. It commands our respect. If this journey through the wild inspired you, show your support by liking, sharing, and subscribing. Explore with us the untamed corners of the planet, where every life is vital and every choice leaves an impact.